If your business only works when you're there to run it, you don't own a business. You own a job. And the reason most lawn care and landscaping companies get stuck is because they don't have systems. In this video, I'll show you what happens when you build systems versus when you don't, and give you a real example of how to start building systems in your business today. All right, so let's take a look at the very first option. So option one is we're going to build this business. You've got this idea. You want to start your lawn and landscape business, put out some door hangers, get some customers. Maybe you already have a few customers right now, maybe an employee, maybe two, or maybe you aspire to have customers and have employees. Let's talk about building systems. This is what a business looks like without systems. The owner is stuck in the field, constantly helping cover down, micromanaging daily tasks, making sure they're sharpening the blades, making sure the routes are getting done, making sure your team members aren't wasting time in between properties. Every employee does things their own way on every single job, every single mow visit, every single landscape project. They're just kind of going with the flow. And as long as the customer's semi-happy, it's kind of okay. But the problem with that is there's inconsistency. Every single job is different, and the customer does not feel that consistency. Growth stalls because the business can't run without the owner, and you're constantly fighting fires. You're stressed and you have high turnover in the business. That is what it looks like to run a business without systems. Now let's talk about what it looks like when you start to actually build systems inside of your organization, so that way you can scale, stop fighting fires, and have more freedom and more peace of mind. A business with system runs the same way every single time, whether the owner is there or the manager or not. Employees follow a proven process, consistent quality. Oftentimes, we don't know what the results are, but we do know the actions necessary and needed to take in order to get those results. And so if we put the actions in and build a process and a system for the actionable steps, it will produce the outcome we want. It's easier to train new hires very, very quickly, which will in turn bring more profits to your business. The faster you pull somebody through training, the faster they can make more money for you and for themselves. The business becomes scalable and actually valuable to somebody when you build systems. Let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you guys, do a quick walkthrough of an onboarding system that I actually just recently built. I'm going to show you kind of how we do it. So onboarding system. So this is the system we're going to build today. And I'm going to show you, you can pretty much do this with any kind of task inside of your business. Oftentimes what I will tell you is like what clarifies if I'm going to take my time and invest it on building a system. I've seen owners and managers that like systemize literally every little thing in the business, which is not good also, by the way. And then I've seen owners that they don't even know what a system is at this point. They're just doing their own thing and going with the flow and fighting fires all day. They're like a pinball machine. They bounce back and forth all the time. At what point do you say, you know what, this needs a system around it? So oftentimes when I find my team members or employees asking the same questions over and over again, that is a good sign. Hey, maybe we need to build a system around this. Why? Well, if you have and aspire to have 8 team members one day and they all ask you the same question of, hey, Will, what do I do when the gate's locked when I show up to a property? Might be a good idea to build a system around that. Otherwise, you're going to sound like a broken record telling 8 people the process and the system and the workflow of this is how we handle a locked gate on a property. So that's a good sign. If they're constantly asking questions, it's like, okay, maybe I need to build a system around this. Also, what I will tell you is outside of the question part, if the task can typically get done in under like 5 minutes, I normally don't want to build really a system around it because it's just simple, it's easy, it's quick. It's like, hey, like this is what you do. Where I see systems work well is when there's like a workflow to it. So I'll give you kind of an example here and how I like to structure my quote unquote Google Doc inside of my shared folder for all of my team to see what the system and process is. So there are 3 parts to building a system. So number 1, we need to build a checklist. And I typically like to do this at the top. What the checklist is a real clear, concise list. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Cool. So that way, if I don't do this task in like for 3 months and I forget all of the steps, I can easily come back to the checklist and skim through it and make sure I hit all the key points points. It's a very quick summary checklist of the tasks at hand that need to get completed. The second part is in-depth walkthrough. This is mainly through text. Underneath the checklist, generally, I'd put like a line. So you got our quick, concise checklist at the top. And then down here, we would have our in-depth walkthrough. So this is, hey, instead of me just giving you like the clear steps, we're going to actually go deeper and we're going to get into the weeds of things. So for example, we'll just say the onboarding system. So let's just say one of the tasks is to create an account on QuickBooks for payroll. In the checklist, it would just say create QuickBooks account. Very simple, very easy. In the in-depth walkthrough, it is going to include click this button. You got to go to payroll, you got to go to employees, and then you got to click the edit button. And then you're going to go in and you're going to put the correct start date for the team member. And then you're also going to put if it's going to be a direct deposit. And so it's going to go way deeper in depth walkthrough. So that way, if they have any questions, they can come down here to the actual more in-depth walkthrough before they come and ask you the questions. This will save you a lot of time and a lot of headache. So that's number two. Look, building this kind of business can feel lonely. That's why we built a private school community that is based off of a ton of other home service business owners that are literally going down the same pathway as you. We are winning together. You get all the tools, resources, and direct access to us. Join the movement today. The link's in the description below. Now, the third thing I like to do for building out a system is going to be a video walkthrough. Now, I generally like to do this on Loom. Why? Because it's free. I think you get like 5 minutes of recording, which, word of advice, if you can't sum up your system video in 5 minutes, you probably need to break it down into multiple different steps. I also like on Loom that the playback speed, you can set it to 1.2 or 1.5 because again, efficiency, speed. When I have my team watch these, I don't want to bore them and put them to sleep with a 15-minute video of me talking very slowly. I want to give them a 1 to 2 minute training video, walkthrough video that if they still have questions after they go through the in-depth walkthrough, they can pull up the video and easily showcase the steps of how to do that. So these are the 3 parts of an actual system. Now we're going to go ahead and build an actual system here that I actually built the other day inside of our organization. So number 1, let's do the checklist. All right. So in this system, we are going to actually create an onboarding system. In our organization, we constantly have people coming and going. Our average tenure is 10 months. It's normal. People come and go. I'm not delusional to think that people are going to stay at military lawn cuts forever. I mean, that's not really a thing outside of maybe the owners, but people do come and go. And so that is normal in a business. Don't take that personally. I used to take that personally in the beginning, people leaving. They just have, other aspirations and passions and things like that. Not everybody's going to make this job a career. Let's walk through the checklist. If we're doing an onboarding system, so the first thing we're going to do is create a folder with their name in it. Okay. Create folder on shared drive. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop all of the signed documents that we send them when we offer them the position. We're going to put it in that folder so that way we can save that, have that for the future. All right. Now, number 2, once they do that, what we're also going to do is we're going to create a Copilot account. So what this is their actual account so they can see the dispatch jobs for their mow routes. The next thing we're going to do is create a user in WhatsApp for the group chat. So that way they can have access to the team chat. The next thing we're going to do is create a QuickBooks account. Why? So that way we can run payroll. And we're also going to give them uniform shirts. As you can see, this is a very quick checklist that, hey, maybe we went through the wintertime and I haven't onboarded anybody in a while. Come springtime, I'm like, oh snap, what do I need to do again? If it's all in your brain, this is a problem. We have to get it down on paper so that way you could free up your brain space to actually focus on other things in the business. All right, so here's our checklist. Create a folder, create a Copilot account, create a WhatsApp chat account, QuickBooks, and we're going to give the team member their uniform shirts. All right, now what would that look like? Number 1, so we're going to go to folder, and then we're going to go new user, and then we're going to go upload docs. I think that's pretty much it. Upload docs. Okay, so that would be good for that one. So you could see it's a little bit more in depth. The next one, create Copilot account. Okay, go to team, and then you're going to click on users because I just did this. I remember this process. Then you're going to click create new user. You're going to upload the information, fill info, and you can see sometimes maybe you have to set permissions so that way they can see some of the stuff inside of the account. As you can see, it's a little bit more in depth of like the actual process of how to actually create a user. You're going to do this for 3, 4, and 5, and you're going to go more in depth. Now, the last thing inside of a system here is to actually create a video. So if you go to Loom, create an account, it's completely free. You can record your screen while you're actually creating a new folder, creating a new user, uploading the documents. So they can see exactly how you're doing it, preferably in a 1 to 2 minute video. If you can fit all of these in one video, which oftentimes I can't, then that's great. Or you just do this one, create a Loom video, and then put a link, click here to watch. And you can insert a link under here. So that way, when you hand this task off to somebody, they know exactly what they need to do. If they have any questions, they can follow the in-depth process down here. If they still have questions, they can actually watch the 1 or 2 minute video that's on 1.2x speed. This is what it looks like to actually build a system so you stop being the bottleneck inside of your business. This is very important. I see a lot of businesses that I coach, they don't build systems in their business. The owner or the manager keeps everything inside of their head, and that's not good. Eventually, you will plateau. You will not be able to grow. You will not be able to scale if everything is in your brain. The faster you get it down onto an actual system like this, create a Google Doc. You could do this in Google Docs. Some CRMs have like a wiki, like inside of Copilot, you can create a wiki. There's multiple ways where you can store this stuff, but keep it simple. I see too many people when they're building out these systems, they have like paragraphs of like doing all this stuff. Guys, just keep it simple. Keep it stupid simple. We don't need to create paragraphs. If you can keep it to one page on Google Drive or a Word document, that's amazing. Try not to go to 2 pages. When it gets too long, it gets confusing and complicated for people. This is just what I know. And if you guys do like this, please make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. It helps us out a lot. I think last time I looked at the analytics, 88% of people were not subscribed. Every single week we're burning money. Please guys, hit that like button, support the channel, and we will see you in the next video.